Hey, how are you?
Hello. All right. How are you?
Oh, I'm having some. Gotta turn- Hey,
Hey, can you hear me?
yeah, I had my volume on 0. How are you?
Okay. It was a
Surviving?
hustle. Yeah, the lead up to the end of the year, so it was a little wild, but
Yeah.
survived. And the evening time is like tonight's bath night, so it's just getting through dinner and getting into the bath. It's just sometimes it's a lot.
Mhm.
So I saw that you might have made a couple new comments, but I didn't actually get a chance to look at them. So.
Yeah, no, I was just looking at it before this meeting, so we can go with that. So I don't see any public participate. Oh, I'm gonna call the meeting to order 7:32.
That's good. Are you taking notes or am I?
I don't care either way.
Go for it, because I left my tablet way over there and now there's a cat snuggling me.
Okay. I don't see public participation. Let me share. Agenda. You see it?
Yep.
How do I make this bigger? Make the Zoom window bigger. It's not.
Yep, it's perfectly legible for me, so don't do it.
No, the your picture, like
Oh.
it's like tiny.
Ah.
There's no like expand the corners. I hate Zoom. Anyways. Approval of minutes from November. You just had that one update for the vote and I made that update, so it's all good, I think.
Then I move to approve the minutes with that update.
Okay. Done.
Great.
Sorry, never mind. Next item is the school waste initiative. So a lot of movement on the compost front and
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the emails.
yeah.
That's great.
So we've basically been to 3 of the 4 elementary schools in the last week or 2. And Greenwood and Walton are like gung-ho about starting.
That's awesome.
And they have all the equipment ready. The only thing we need to do is make new signs. And I need to steal some compost bags from probably Greenwood and give them to Walton because they didn't have any.
Okay.
And like Walton is awesome because they have like a full-time school lunch monitor who's like
Yep.
just like that's her job to like help kids at lunch, and like she's all about like reducing waste too. So
That's awesome.
We're made in the shade there. It's like I don't have to worry about Walton.
That's great. Yeah.
And they're like all for food rescue too. And
can you give me a little bit more on the food rescue? So it's only stuff that was purchased in the cafeteria. They can't food rescue for things that weren't. Is that right?
Yeah, so anything that they purchase for lunch, that is like they have on their tray or whatever, that they don't eat, that is still kept. Or, you know, if it's a piece of fruit or whatever, there's like a list of items that we'll be collecting. I don't have the list in front of me, but basically put it into a cooler. That'll be preferably right next to the compost bin. So they'll be able to basically like first put whatever they're donating that they don't eat into the cooler, and then anything that's like has been eaten, they're not ready gonna finish or whatever, goes in the composting, and then last is trash.
Yep.
So we decided we're not focusing on recycling because I've been realizing that there's really not a lot of recycling items in the cafeteria. Like we mostly have like styrofoam trays, which we're working on, and like plastic utensils, and like they don't get like they don't
have like cans and bottles.
They get like tiny water bottles sometimes, but like I don't know. I'm finding that they're doing paper recycling in the elementary schools. They're just not recycling anything else. So that's like we can tackle that later.
Makes sense.
So yeah, we have all the stuff from when it was previously started before the pandemic. So like the compost barrels and the black earth barrel, and I just need to get bags for Walton, and then like the coolers and the fridges for food rescue. So yeah, we really just need to make signs and get in there like on the first week to help out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I can probably help with signs if like, do you have, I know we've got those.
We just need to like print them, and Cheyenne had like these like kind of like stick things that you attach the signs to so that they could like go into the handle of the barrel.
Oh, cool.
Posting.
Okay. Did I give you, when we did the recycling stickers, did I give you the compost ones also?
I don't think so.
Or maybe
no, if they, I mean,
maybe I didn't print those other than the test ones.
Yeah, I guess we could probably stick them on, because the barrels that'll be in the cafeteria are like small green, like trash barrels, basically like open top plastic barrels, like Rubbermaid barrels. So I guess we could stick them to that, but it's just, it wouldn't be very visible. It'd be like
right, a stick up above it would probably be
better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you send me a thing, I can probably get some printed through my printing connections, if that's helpful.
Let me talk to Cheyenne.
Only if that's helpful.
Yeah, let me talk to Cheyenne because she volunteered to do signs. So let me coordinate with her on like what's best for that. So yeah, that's that. And then yeah, I just need to confirm with Black Earth. You saw the contact there.
Yeah, I can reach out to them about the education piece.
Yeah. Just needed to confirm with them for Walton. They already confirmed that Greenwood was good for starting pickup in January. I'm assuming they wouldn't have a problem with Walton. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And Woodville, there's still, I sent all the 3 principals that document that you saw, which I'm gonna pull it up. Can you see this?
Nope.
Oh,
those seeing the agenda. It is singing a song about belly buttons in the other room.
Okay. Okay. How do I? Oops. Really suck at Zoom. Where's the share screen? Oh, stop
I
share.
think you have to stop and reshare something else. Yeah.
Yeah. How do I share the screen and not just the?
I think there's a setting. I've heard other people have a hard time with that too. I think there might be a setting in how we in like the Zoom for these meetings that doesn't let you share your whole screen, that you can only share like a window or a document or a
Gotcha.
program.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Cheyenne and I put this together for the volunteers for the composting and food rescue program, so that, you know, the principals could send this out to their staff and others to get volunteers to help out with the two programs. So I also wanted to make sure we're coordinating this with the education. So it's on, so there's no nothing that's different or predicting or anything like that.
Yeah. Yep, makes sense.
So I guess I need to.
Right, I have the, you want me to share the education one? Oops, host disabled participant. Okay, I guess I cannot share.
Yeah.
You make me a host. Okay. Can you see my? Yeah. So yeah, adding something about competition between the grades. Could do that. Yeah. I wasn't sure how, like, if we wanted to do all of these things all at once, or if we wanted to like start reasonably simple and then add stuff if, you know, depending on how it's going. But it's been a while since I've had much interaction with elementary kids, so I don't know how like enthusiastic they're going to be about any of these different components. So
well,
I don't know if we want to get
about
feedback from the principals about any of this, or the volunteers.
So I guess you're proposing like all these things happen at the launch.
At or around, but maybe that's, we could spread them out.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should kind of spread it out. So that it's not like, we have to do all these things at the beginning.
Right. Yeah, and I made more specifically like at the end of the year an audit and
I think like
retrospective and start of the new year.
That. Yeah, follow that logic and like break up the beginning there.
Okay.
So at the program launch,
and then your other comment was about making this line up with the volunteer dogs. So yeah, totally. So I would think that like the waste audit, the initial waste audit, I would think would be at the beginning of the year, or the beginning of the program rather.
Yeah.
Right, to like set a baseline.
I think, I don't know if we want to.
So maybe like these pieces become like a month or two in.
Yeah. Or even the fourth one too.
The poster. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because I guess we'll have our posters, our signs.
Yeah.
So the lack of a sign isn't gonna stop people from knowing what to put in the bin. Oh, come on, start a new numbering scheme. Give me a break.
Yeah, I think, it should probably be a project about like why composting is important, not like what you should compost, since we're already
Mhm.
signs for that. Oh, the other thing that the principal mentioned was, and that was also initially suggested for the grant, was partnering with the school garden club
Oh,
for um
like receiving the actual composted.
yeah,
Cool. Yeah.
no, where is that?
Do we know when that tends to happen? That's like in the spring, right? Trying to remember when we got it last year.
I feel like it's in the spring, yeah.
Okay. So that might be at the end of the school year then, or close to it.
Yeah, because the gardens would be in the spring. Or in the fall, I guess. Spring or fall. Good. I don't know if Blacker says anything about that. Whoops. Yeah, it says receive finished compost in the spring. Yeah, so there'll be some sort of education about using the compost soil in the gardens. Like how it, provides nutrients for plants and food to grow, like some education around that.
And then were you thinking the competition on know-how, would that be for at the end of the school year? Or is that like a 1 month in type of thing?
It could be a part of like compost awareness week.
Okay, yeah.
I wouldn't say the first month of the program. I would say like for the compost awareness week. Okay, so you have 1 month into program.
Right, yeah, I had said that before we split this into the compost awareness week.
Well, you could add that to compost awareness week or keep it separate.
Right, and this is similarly, like, could be part of Compost Awareness Week, or could just be anytime. Mostly it was just to make it known that there are titles available that we can share a list from the Brookline.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, by the way, that Brookline thing, like, they have a
Wow.
zero waste manager in Brookline, so that's why they have that.
Yes. And I'm sure that they created it in part knowing that it would then be useful to other folks. Like, I'm sure they would be delighted to hear that we are going to,
Oh, I was sent,
send it
like,
to
a
the
group.
librarian and like say, great news,
Yeah.
Brookline already compiled a great list of books.
Yeah.
Right. Like, we don't need to reinvent any of those wheels. We should borrow heavily from their great work.
No, I mean, they sent it to me because I'm like part of a group that, so I put the word out about composting education. They're like, look at this guide. I'm like, okay, I guess we don't have to like do any guide now. It's done.
Yeah, that was great.
So I'm just wondering, 1 month into the program, maybe we should put like a couple months in, because that's kind of a lot to do 1 month in.
Sure. Right, it's like midway through the semester, maybe? Or
yeah, I mean, but not all programs are going to start at the beginning of the.
Oh, okay.
So I would just say like, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay. What can I do here to make this align? Do you have the doc?
Yeah. So
It's mostly like they're gonna stand near the bin and help, and answer questions, right?
yeah,
Is there a better way to say that?
I mean, we're gonna have hopefully like one liaison at each school.
Yeah.
So maybe you could say like composting steering committee liaison or something. School liaison. Will be
Available at lunch to help
yeah,
students,
available to
guide students. Is that, I think,
guide students on what is or isn't compostable, making sure that the least amount of non-compostable items are in there.
Yeah.
And to answer any questions or whatever. Yeah, that's fine.
And then, yeah, this was just, I just wasn't sure,
was
like, that was a question for us to discuss. I was just making sure we like actually addressed, like, do we have a steering committee, and there will be a volunteer.
So that's what
at
we're
the
building. That's what we're kind of building right now is the steering committee. So it would be like, us plus the school liaison plus like the principal plus, any volunteers that they can get to help out, the school facilities director, like, everybody that was on that email, basically, I feel like are part of the steering committee.
Is this not how you say flyer? Is it really flyer?
Oh, I don't think so.
I'm just gonna skip the word. Steering committee. Just making sure if we
Yeah, I changed
mention the
that.
liaison anywhere else.
I changed that, or I added that the fourth graders can also involve the third graders so that they can observe how to do the audit so that the third graders can then do it next year.
Yes, yes, I got that in here.
Yeah. Cause like, basically the fourth graders are kind of like the leaders of the school, and then like they'll pass that knowledge down to the next grade, who will then become the leaders the
Yeah.
next year, and so on.
Yep. Great.
Okay, I think this is good. I mean, I think this is hopefully sufficient.
Sounds good. And you have, you'll just take this doc and send it to the OF
Yeah. Yep.
people?
Yep.
Great.
All right, cool.
And then I'll reach out to Black Earth on assembly or
when Word is on auto save. Just saving the notes. All right. Did you check the Chamber of Commerce survey?
yeah, we're still at 13.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do there. Hopefully eventually she'll send it out.
Yes.
We'll send it out. I don't know if I should follow up with her and ask her for a list that we can send it out.
Yeah, happy to.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we just need to get more respondents in order to like figure out next steps.
I think so, yeah. I mean, and if going through Aaron isn't the way to do it, we want to like, I don't know, I'm hesitant to like make a flyer, but like go to businesses, like just walk around and go leave them at businesses in town.
Yeah.
We could target the ones that were most like the restaurants and food related ones we're most interested in hearing from.
Yeah.
I also don't know if there's like a right time of year, everyone's a little busy leading into the holidays, so maybe,
Yeah, I feel like the beginning of the year and winter is kind of slower period.
Yeah.
So. I wanted to put this on the agenda because we're talking about it.
yeah,
And I had a thought about maybe creating a bylaw for the next town meeting.
sure, yeah.
Cause I know that Julie had suggested something like that for the multifamily recycling.
Like of the framing of like any new multifamily
Yeah.
is required to have recycling available.
Yeah.
And then that would get enforced at the building permit
Yeah,
step.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. And how do we, like, I know you've done this before. Tell me about how we write a bylaw and get it on the agenda.
You have to, go through the specific formatting and legal language that the bylaws go by. And I mean, I just worked with the ESC at the time and they kind of sponsored it. And you just like submit it to the town, and I don't think there's any like, I don't remember if there's any review, like I don't think they just take anything in like town meeting. I don't remember what the process is to like actually like get it on the list there. So I just need to refresh my memory on that. I think yeah, I mean the biggest thing is just writing it up and making sure, it makes sense and it's following what the format. And I think that, it could be another, ESC sponsored bylaw, and we would have to present it at town meeting. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there would be any opposition to this.
Yeah.
You never know.
I mean, and that only addresses new buildings, but at least it addresses new buildings, and there are plenty of new buildings happening.
Right.
So
yes.
Yeah.
Multifamily.
Provide recycling service for like residents. Might not be tenants if it's not rental, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
New or renovated. I know we've done new or renovated for some of the other like EV type of things, right?
You mean like something similar, like a building like that big mill building that was basically renovated? Is that what you're referring? Yeah.
Yeah, like I thought there was something in, I don't know if it was in like the stretch code or in the one that we were gonna do if the stretch code wasn't good enough, that it was framed not just as new, but new or substantially renovated or something like that, just so that folks didn't we don't let them get by just because the footprint already existed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like that would be still considered a new, even though it's not newly constructed, it's still a new like residence or a new like, housing option or whatever. Like it was a building and now it's a complex. So new multifamily buildings for housing complex.
And then who else would we want to run the wording by? Like someone in the building permit type of area? Like just to make sure that the
So
way
we
it is
probably
framed
have-
is,
I'll have to work with the building committee. Maybe,
yeah, I don't know.
or whoever,
Building committee.
building permits.
There's also, did you know there's a bylaw review committee? What does that do? Like especially for the purpose of reviewing the town bylaws and to make a report with recommendations to the town meeting. Okay, interesting.
So maybe they're reviewing prospective bylaw.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it, yeah. Looking for the building committee. Is there a building committee?
Yeah, there's a building committee. I think they're the ones that review the permits.
I'm looking at the boards and committees list. Permanent building committee.
As opposed to non-permanent.
That's buildings owned by the town.
Oh,
So that's like schools and things.
okay.
There's a fence viewing committee. Amazing.
Yeah, we'll just need to figure out who does the building permits.
Right, is that actually a town department, not a committee?
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I don't think you necessarily need to get a building permit if you're renovating. Do you?
I think you need some sort of permit.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so it might be the inspectional services zoning department. The building inspector's office ensures that buildings are constructed safely and used properly by enforcing provisions of the state building code, town zoning codes, and other applicable ordinances. Issues permits to allow the construction, reconstruction, alteration, repair, and demolition of buildings and structures, as well as the installation of equipment, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, the building inspector and that in that department is probably there's probably at least someone who ought to be consulted on this if we're. Although I don't know who does dumpster. Maybe like who gives you a dumpster permit?
yeah.
Like, is it about getting the building permit or about getting a dumpster permit?
Right. Yes. Yeah, because Andon mentioned the dumpster thing. Dumpster thing is like an option to get this. So maybe it is a dumpster permit.
As opposed to a building permit.
Yeah. Okay, we should investigate.
And I don't know if there's a permanent dumpster process versus a you know, we had a dumpster for 2 days when our roof was getting repaired. We sure didn't need to be talked into doing recycling alongside it because the dumpster was only going to be there for 2 days. And I don't know, like, I don't know if there's a different process for, you know, this is the dumpster that is going to be here for this multifamily building forever versus like a construction, you know, this dumpster is here for a time of construction. That's probably an Anna question also.
Yeah, I mean, I would think it's a different process because one's for construction,
Yeah.
demolition, and one is for permanent location.
Right. I wonder, I mean, can we investigate this over email with Julie and Anne and the building inspector? Like, I don't know how we, maybe just in asking some questions, we aren't deliberating on anything yet. We're just asking how
Yeah.
might we?
Yep. So, yeah, we should send an email to Julie and Anne and just say, hey, we thought this is an idea we came up with. What kind of process should we be focusing on in permitting?
Right, and who should we talk to? Like, who would we need to confer with about it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want me to send an email or you want to send it?
I can send it. You seem like you've been doing a lot of things lately.
Okay.
Would you like me to? Oh, sure. Of course, you'll be on it. Hey. Sorry. Sorry. One cat harassing the other cat. He had a perfectly fine spot right here. She's sitting on the other end of the couch, also in a perfectly fine spot, and he like went right over and was like,
I want
being a nuisance. You had a fine spot right here.
I'll take it. All right. Send email. So springtime meeting is usually in April or May. But you need to get the bylaws in like a month earlier or something.
Okay.
So. I mean, I don't think it should. It doesn't have to be like a huge, like a long bylaw, you know?
Right.
So
I wonder, I mean, as we're exploring this, like, is there any supporting details that we would need to provide to folks? Like, what is the average cost of recycling for a multi-unit, you know, like, so that when people like, so at the town meeting, when people say, oh, it's gonna make it too expensive.
Well, yeah, that would be part of the presentation that we create.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, you probably have to put like a little bit of like background information in the bylaw, but like, it's mostly like, whereas.
Mhm.
Needs to do blah, 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 whatever.
Yep.
All right.
Good.
So our next meeting is tentatively January 11th. Does that work?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, and we've got the big meeting is the 12th, right? The big group.
Yeah, so yeah, we can.
Okay.
The night before or not.
Whatever. We also have the community education that Monday as well.
Oh.
Very, very ESC week, but.
Okay, I mean. We could do the next week.
The 18th? Sure.
Yeah. Okay. That way, like, hopefully the 2 composting programs will be launched by then, and we can talk about that.
Yeah, well, that'll be exciting.
Anything else unanticipated?
I can give you a brief update on the recycling presentation.
Oh, yeah.
So I spoke with Gretchen last week and she's very enthusiastic.
Yes.
She's
I've been like bombarding her with questions over email.
awesome. I think we'd agreed that we would want to do it at the library, have WCAT record it so that we can share it later, have it saved, rather than doing a Zoom or hybrid.
I'm just thinking like, because she wanted to, I mean, I initially talked to her about going into the Galvin to provide recycling education.
Yeah, we talked about doing students too as a separate event, and she thought that was a good idea, and that middle school, that the Galvin is the right age. She said high schoolers.
Yeah, I mean, I had I talked to the middle school principal about doing that, but that, I guess that was in the fall, so maybe she'd be more open to doing it in the spring, because usually the fall is a little bit busier.
Mm-hmm.
Doing like an assembly, because the principal initially was like, oh, she can come in and talk during the lunch program, but the lunches are like so chaotic and
yeah, no one would pay attention during lunch.
Yeah,
that would be tough.
So I can ask her if she'd be open to doing an assembly in the spring.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be great. And so for the step we're at now for the community one is just around picking a date. So I have access to the library calendar. I started the process of getting approved to book things for the library, and then they wrote back and said, oh, ESC is already on the approved list, so just go ahead and book. So that was good. There's this whole long thing on the library of like, you have to sign there's a whole long thing. So and then I reached out to WCAT. They said yes, happy to do it. We'd love to do that. Preference for Wednesdays or Thursdays, because Mondays and Tuesdays, they're typically recording town council and school committee. So Wednesdays or Thursdays.
I think those are good nights anyways.
Yeah. And then I think, if there's a good set of, like, if there are better nights for like our group, the town councilors, any other civic people who we would like, I wasn't sure if we want to just like give a half dozen dates to a set of people that we are looking to target for the event, to try to make sure that at least they would be there. Julie has a wedding that week. That's not that Thursday.
I feel like there's a lot more town meetings on Thursdays than Wednesdays.
Mhm.
Maybe Wednesday would be a good day.
Right.
And you said Gretchen was available whenever, so we.
Yeah, she said she has like only sporadic, she doesn't have like a regular thing that is a conflict, so she said, you know, give me a few dates, and if it's a few weeks out, I'm probably available, so.
And is the library, that big room available? Like, is there any?
I was looking around, it looks like it's largely available most Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Okay.
So.
So were you thinking like January, February? What do you think?
Yeah, I was thinking like either late January or February, you know, maybe into March if January, February dates aren't looking good. So I was just gonna compile a handful of dates, send them to Gretchen. I would like, I mean, mainly I want to avoid like if there's a big meeting about the high school or a big meeting about something.
Well, the high school.
But a lot of those don't get scheduled. You know, like I was looking at the town website,
Yeah.
like calendar of things, you know what I mean? And there just wasn't a whole lot like scheduled out into January because I think everyone just sort of does it as it comes up.
Mhm.
Why can't I find the page? Oh, there we go. Upcoming meetings. So yeah, it looks like on Wednesdays there's youth council, gas and light department, board of commissions, but they're not all every week. Some weeks are meeting. Oh, that's today. Yeah. Permanent building committee is on Thursdays. That's not. But like even just going out into January, there's nothing on the calendar.
Yeah.
So I wonder actually then should I be looking at like December, but also November?
Yeah, I
See
was
what's
just looking at the kind of pattern.
Yeah.
It looks like Tuesdays and Thursdays and Mondays are big nights.
Yeah.
So I think Wednesday we should be safe.
Wednesdays should be good. Yeah, that looks right.
So maybe like let's see.
Oops.
Board of Library trustees. Looks like the Board of Library trustees meets on the last Wednesday of the month. I don't know if that matters for us.
I imagine that they might meet in the trustees room though, and we'd be looking for the lecture hall. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my assumption that the trustees would meet in the trustees room. They might not, depends on how many trustees there are, I guess.
I think we should aim for February 1st. It's a Wednesday.
The library looks fully available that day. I look fully available that day.
Yeah, because like my February calendar is like filling up already for like work related things.
Mhm.
Okay, people. Nothing's happening in January, so put it all in February.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna be out of town the week of the February 6th.
Okay.
I'm taking,
So then not the 8th, but maybe the 1st or the 15th. would maybe be the best days.
Yeah.
Both of those look good to me.
Okay.
I will. And look good to the library, from what I can see. Cool. I will reach out to Gretchen and suggest February 1st with a backup of February 15th and see what she thinks.
All right. And WCAT as well.
I will reach out to them. Yeah, they said generally Wednesdays and Thursdays are
Okay.
best. So I'll see if Gretchen can do those days and then. Cool. Well, that's exciting.
Definitely.
And she also had some good ideas about like how to promote it, like things to say that get people interested in coming to it from her experience. So
Okay, cool.
some good help.
Giveaways. Yeah,
We didn't talk
the
about giveaways.
lid. Ooh, we should do like a recycling bin with a lid.
Oh.
Like a roll away recycling bin with a lid. Since
Yeah.
then not everybody has those.
Mhm.
We should talk about doing some sort of giveaway maybe to entice people.
Yeah, door prize. I like it. It's a great idea.
People love free stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe we can have food there. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Sounds good.
All right.
Cool. Well, thanks for
Anything
the
else?
input on that. That's, no, I don't think so. I'll let you know if I see more survey results coming in.
Okay. And thanks for posting those holiday like tips.
Yeah. And I've got all sorts of other posts teed up over the next few days.
You're awesome.
It's like, I feel like at this point we're starting to get on a roll and there's enough stuff, and I borrow heavily from like anything that that Jennifer sends out on the town thing, like the email went out today about rain barrels. I'll post that in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Any events that are relevant. So between like things people should show up to, waste reduction stuff, things the DPW is doing, like there's just enough going on that the original goal Jennifer suggested of like you should aim for
Once a week or something.
once or twice a week. At first it's like, oh, that's actually now there are some weeks where I'm doing something almost every day because there's just enough stuff coming in that's timely that that's not bad.
Oh, the trick or trash box, we should probably send that back soon.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think anybody's really putting stuff in there.
No, probably not. I have a few more that I was gonna bring over.
Do you have everything you need for that?
Yeah, I think it's just there's just the email had a shipping label.
Okay.
And there's a zip tie on my counter, which you're supposed to, I guess, zip tie the bag closed and stick the label on.
Okay.
So I can do that. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll see when town hall is open. Maybe a couple days after Christmas.
Yeah, we also see when it's open because they may be closed for a little while.
Right. Yeah. I was wondering if they like close down for the holiday week.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if I miss it, I'll get it early Jan. So. And I'll send out, I think I have on the calendar to do one more reminder about it.
Okay, Christmas candy.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
What I gotta say. I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna
Oh,
say.
and then are we going to see if any students want to join this subcommittee?
Oh yeah,
Or other volunteers? I'm sort of lost on what the next steps are on the volunteers.
So Dan is in charge of that, so
Yes,
sent him
that much I knew.
I sent him all the students' emails and, yeah, I just need to circle back with him on like, when is he gonna send the stuff out to them, to all the volunteers, basically. So I'll follow up with him, and I think, yeah, it's just a matter of like the volunteers, like choosing which group they wanna be involved in based on like the descriptions and what,
Yeah.
you know, the activities and all that. So, but I think that one student who's like the recycling club president is like,
Probably wants to be on this.
he's our guy.
Yeah, I would think so. Cool. All right, well, sounds good.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
I'm sorry, Kelly.
Second.
All right.
right.
Happy holidays,
Yeah, you too.
and I will talk to you soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
I already.
Good night. Bye.